on GameChanger, we're speaking to Jannie Mouton. Jannie is the owner of PSG. He's also termed as South Africa's Warren Buffett or the Buddha Buffett. He's an incredibly successful man. I found out about Jannie through reading his book called And Then They Fired Me and found it incredibly insightful. In this interview, he shares a lot of wisdom with you, a lot of insights about life, about investing, about shares, and about companies, about leadership. You're really going to enjoy it. It's jam-packed.
You think something through, you discuss it with people, and there's merit in it, and then you must do it. You can't then do it with 75% of effort. You have to put 100% of effort into it to do it. Yeah, you have to also then execute what you believe. Otherwise, it's always a good story. I think at the end of the day, you have to learn yourself. But I think you can always make a suggestive person to people to interact a bit in life, because then they learn something. I always say the brilliant student who only sit at his computer and never interact with people missed a lot in his life. He may get the best results, he may pass cum laude, but there's another part in life that he missed, and that is a very important part. Interacting with people, discussing opportunities with people. You know, even just think of yourself. If you want to start a business, you need people to join you. So you must have the talent to sell a dream to people, to leave their current place of work to come to you. You need sometimes put your case to a board of directors to convince them to support you. You sometimes have to interact with the bank or with finances to back you. So that's where a person who doesn't interact in life loses out. So I would always look, when I look at people, to draw in a balanced person. I think number one, the most important ingredient in a business is management. And I think management must have a share in the business, a decent investment in the business, so that they think as owners and not as employees. You know, I'm just sitting back and see the banks in the world, what bonuses the people are getting. They took tremendous risk. If it comes off, they get big bonuses. If it doesn't come off, they say, sorry, it was the wrong decision. So, management is the most important thing. They must be your partners, not your employees. You must appoint brilliant people, and they must make the decisions. They shouldn't come to you, because once they have to come and explain it to you, what knowledge do you have? They run the business, then you must support them 100%. And I almost call it ultimate empowerment. You must appoint the right people and leave the judgment to them. And you must realize you can't do anything. You can't be an expert in banking or in like pioneer food production or Curo schooling or capital banking. It's impossible. You must have the right people. Yeah, sometimes you must inspire them. They may have bad times. Then you must be there. Help them. Look at opportunities. And at the end of the day, enjoy working with them. a company will only survive if it's creative. The world is changing. So you have to be creative, whatever you call it. You have to stay with the new developments in life, and at least you must understand that, right? So it's a challenge. The next challenge is to keep the people looking at changes, opportunities, and bring it into discussing. You must encourage them. And you must encourage people to be enthusiastic as well. Let they come with you with ideas, and each and every idea, sometimes it just don't make sense, but rather try to look at the alternative to encourage them than to say, no, it won't work. It's a simple idea. Rather say, have you ever thought of maybe adding that or this? So I am totally against people, whenever I put something on the table, that say, no, it can't work. They must give me an alternative. One word that comes out clear in my life is focus. And you can keep that in mind for the rest of your life. If there is something you want to do, an idea or a business proposition or whatever, focus, eat, drink and live that till it is in place and work. And I've seen that a good example, sorry to use our own companies, is Capitec. The people are very focused there, and it's a very successful operation. So you shouldn't then jump from one thing to another, from one idea to another. You often get that amongst people, your friends. They are dreamers. There's nothing wrong, each and everyone is different, but a dreamer will never excel in life, because he will jump from one thing to another. Focus is right. Investing, I think one should realize that if you make the right investment positions, it will make a difference in your life financially over a lifetime. So I'm very keen that young people should at a very young age start investing and not spending everything that you earn. If you start investing in a disciplined way at a young age, it will make an enormous difference. When we have little tables here that can prove if you start investing at the age 25 till the age of 65, what then you would have unbelievable planter's tree when you are young to sit one day in the shade. A good share will always do better than the South African economy. And it's something, if you need money, you can sell it, and with 24 hours have almost the money back with you. If there's a crisis. But sometimes different with a property, it can take longer. I think the best advice that I've received is from my father, who actually shares where his stockperkie, whatever the stockperkie is in English. And I've learned a lot from him, and I learned what to start early in your life, and then you will almost learn through experience, because you will tend to watch your portfolio on a weekly, monthly basis. And there's no doubt, right through over the world, that is the way to be. Yeah, property is there, but it's difficult, it's more difficult. Property tends to be overvalued. If you buy a house, it will do well, but if you buy a house for speculation purposes, the return is 3-4% because you have to insure it and you have to pay rates and taxes and things like that. Number one, it's not money, it's health, happiness, good relation with your children and grandchildren, good relationship with your friends. But I told my mother when I was still young, she always told me two things. Jannie, life is not about money and things like that. You know, you may suffer, or you may have a problem in life. And I always said, well, if I have to suffer one day, I'd rather suffer in comfort. And, you know, I've learned, I lost family members, and I know how tough that is. There's nothing that you can compare money about personal tragedies. There's nothing, you can't compare that. But at the end of the day, even in situations like that, you have to pull yourself together and lift your head and go on with life. I think number one should be interact with people, because you only learn from people in life if you talk and discuss. And number two, analyze what is your strong points, because all of us is not business people. Some people can be IT whizzes or best singers, all of this. So understand your niche in life. And then I would say put something in place to drive you to reach your full vision. You know, you just don't stroll along and complain. And somebody that complains, spend this time. I'm actually fed up with South Africans sitting around the table telling me the bad things about South Africa. Because if it's so bad, then I will emigrate. It's a land of opportunities, yeah, there is. But somebody asked me the other day, what will I do if they nationalize Kiro? We've just invested. It's a private schooling operation. And I said to them, then I will emigrate and use my rest of my life to do something positive there. But I don't think it will happen. I put it on a scale, I think it's in the vicinity of 5 to 10% that we will go the same as Zimbabwe. That's a little, maybe you should take out a little policy on that risk. Yeah, something, use the opportunity. You can take a bit of money legally out of the country as an insurance policy against something. And then, because to sit here all day and night talking about everything that's bad, it's unbelievable negative. And I tell the people, it's impossible to start a Capitec in Germany or France, or it's been done there. Here you have opportunities like that. You can invest in farming land in Africa now because there's opportunities. Forget about buying something like that in America or Europe or things like that. Now, I often say that a successful company or a successful business is not a drag on society, it's a benefit for society. So you must encourage companies like that to grow. The informal trader must be encouraged to develop his business, because then you will relieve a lot of South Africa will be a better place in years to come.